Hey everyone, I'm Sean Collins, and I'm the esports reporter with the Dallas Morning News, covering Optic Texas and the Call of Duty League. And I just wanted to fill y'all in on my power rankings before Major One, which is here in Texas in Arlington. There's some pretty decent shifts, and to be honest, my power rankings are pretty reflective of the standings right now as well. But I think in that S tier, it is going to be Atlanta FaZe. I'm going to have them being the top team again. I had Toronto and Seattle in that spot, I believe, for a little bit, but I think FaZe has just shown through consistency. I don't think that they're like world beaters in the way that they were several times throughout 2021, but I do think that they're the best team in the game right now. And then I have London and LA tied. I know I have London in front of LA, but I think these two teams are just about equal right now. They're both pretty strong. LA's really great at hardpoint, and I think Afro's been frying for London. And then in that A tier, Optic Texas had a huge bump this week. They were kind of in that middle area of the B tier for a while, for a couple weeks at least, and I passed them ahead of Toronto and Seattle. Both Toronto and Seattle had pretty bad weekends, and Optic Texas looked like one of the best teams in the league. I'm not ready to bump Optic up to the S tier, but I would say that these top six teams here, if I were to have to pick a winner for Major One, it would be one of these six teams. It's not that I don't think some of these teams couldn't win it either. I think that any of these six teams could win the first major. But I'm gonna kind of I think that that's kind of where I'm at. For B, I do think the Gorillas are the best of this tier, by a decent margin right now. Actually, though, I don't think that they're quite to the level of Seattle, Toronto, or Optic. Boston had a pretty tough weekend. They didn't play as well in Search and Destroy, despite being a good S&D team before the weekend. I think Florida's definitely improving, and they've looked a little bit better as well. Minnesota's kind of patchy right now. They just have maps where they're really good, and they have maps where they're pretty lackluster. They need to work on those respawns. In the C tier, I still have the Subliners and the Paris Legion. The Subliners did get a win, so I do think that there's a little bit of a gap between them and the Paris Legion. But I'm not comfortable putting them in the B tier yet. They're not playing particularly well, and all of them know that they're not playing well either. Paris Legion, I just think they're dead last in the league. They're not playing good Call of Duty, and they haven't done anything to convince me to put them any higher. But yeah, those are my power rankings.